Have you ever wondered why Halloween is always filled with glowing jack-o'-lanterns, sweet candies, and all kinds of mysterious foods? Behind these seemingly simple festive elements lie ancient legends and stories of cultural fusion that are both thrilling and spine-chilling. Welcome to CHIU STYLE. Today, we're diving into the origins of classic Halloween foods, starting with the iconic jack-o'-lantern and uncovering some rare, international perspectives along the way. Let's make your Halloween celebration even more meaningful and exciting. First, let's start with the most iconic symbol of Halloween, the jack-o'-lantern. This story comes from an ancient Irish legend about a man named Stingy Jack, who was notorious for being miserly and a master of tricks. According to the tale, Jack was a heavy drinker and a habitual deceiver. One day, he even managed to trick the devil himself. Here's how the story goes. The devil wanted to take Jack's soul, but Jack cunningly invited him to climb a tree to pick an apple. Once the devil climbed up, Jack carved a cross into the trunk, trapping him there. The devil had no choice but to promise Jack 10 more years of life. When those 10 years passed, the devil returned, but this time Jack tricked him again, convincing him to crawl into a money bag, which Jack then sealed shut with a cross. The devil, furious and humiliated, swore never to claim Jack's soul. When Jack finally died, heaven refused to let him in because of his wickedness, and hell wouldn't take him either because the devil had made a promise. As a result, Jack was doomed to wander the in-between world. The devil threw him a burning coal to light his way, and Jack placed it inside a hollowed-out turnip. That was the very first jack-o'-lantern. When the Irish brought the legend to America, the turnip was replaced by the pumpkin, larger, brighter, and easier to carve. This story not only symbolizes warding off evil spirits but also serves as a reminder: every trick has its limits, cross the line, and you might end up like Jack, forever wandering in darkness. Imagine those glowing orange pumpkins on Halloween night, their flickering candlelight said to represent Jack's soul, watching over homes and keeping uninvited spirits at bay. Doesn't that make the humble pumpkin feel much more magical? Now that we've explored the story of the jack-o'-lantern, let's turn to another Halloween favorite that excites kids the most: candy. These colorful sweets aren't just handed out for fun, they come from an old European custom meant to appease wandering spirits. In ancient Celtic tradition, during Samhain, the festival that inspired Halloween, people believed that on October 31st, the boundary between the living and the dead weakened, allowing spirits to return in search of offerings. To avoid being haunted, villagers left food and treats at their doorsteps or graves, the earliest form of trick or treat. This practice later evolved into souling in medieval England and Ireland, when the poor or children would go door to door singing and praying for the dead in exchange for soul cakes, small sweet buns symbolizing blessings for departed souls. When Irish and Scottish immigrants brought these traditions to America, it gradually transformed into children dressing up as ghosts and monsters, knocking on doors for candy. If no treats were given, playful tricks followed, like scribbling on windows or mild pranks. Interestingly, this custom also blended with a Scottish tradition called guising, where children would perform songs or jokes in costume to earn their treats. Picture it: Halloween night, the streets filled with little ghosts holding candy baskets, their laughter mingling with the scent of sweets, as if telling the spirits, "We remember you, come share with us." Today, candy has become the true treasure of Halloween, not only comforting spirits but also spreading joy and the spirit of sharing. If you have kids, try baking simple soul cakes together and sharing this story. It's a sweet way to give Halloween more meaning. From the sweetness of candy, let's move on to something spicier: Halloween gingerbread, a traditional treat in the UK. Back in medieval times, gingerbread wasn't reserved for Christmas, it was a ritual food for honoring ancestors and warding off evil. Legend says eating gingerbread on Halloween night could protect families from malevolent spirits, as ginger was believed to have strong cleansing and protective powers. The earliest forms of gingerbread date back to ancient Egypt and Greece, where it was used as both medicine and offerings. It later spread to Europe, becoming honey-based cookies spiced with ginger and other aromatics. In English folklore, Halloween was thought to be the night when the veil between worlds was thinnest, so families baked gingerbread men or houses to symbolize safe havens protecting their homes. These cookies were often shaped like ghosts or skeletons, both tasty and symbolic, adding to the spooky atmosphere. Over time, this evolved into the modern gingerbread house, now a festive favorite during autumn celebrations. Imagine biting into a warm, spicy cookie. That zing of ginger not only drives away the chill but also, symbolically, the evil spirits, filling the home with warmth and comfort. At CHIU STYLE, we recommend adding a Halloween twist to your gingerbread. Use icing to draw little ghostly faces or pumpkins. It's a fun and creative way to make your Halloween party truly one of a kind. Now, let's explore some of the more unusual and lesser-known origins of Halloween foods, giving your storytelling a unique twist. We'll start with the ancient Roman harvest festivals, which offer an interesting perspective on phantom foods. Although Halloween originated from the Celtic festival of Samhain, the Roman Pomona festival had a significant influence on its food traditions. Pomona was the Roman goddess of orchards and harvest, symbolized by pomegranates and apples. During her festival, around November 1st, people offered these fruits to thank the goddess and pray for a bountiful harvest. Pomegranates represented abundance and eternal life, as their seeds symbolized countless souls, while apples symbolized love and knowledge. Legend has it that Pomona's husband, Vertumnus, would shapeshift to woo her. When the Romans conquered Celtic lands, these two traditions merged, and the apple transformed into Halloween's classic game, bobbing for apples. People believed that biting into an apple on Halloween night could reveal the future of their love life or ward off bad luck. Pomegranates, meanwhile, were used in some European traditions to make drinks or decorations, symbolizing the return of spirits. This story of cultural fusion highlights how Halloween evolved from pagan celebrations into the holiday we know today. If you want to add a Roman touch to your Halloween party, prepare a basket of apples and pomegranates, play some games, and share this myth. It's sure to impress your guests. Speaking of cultural fusion, we can't ignore how Mexico's Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, intersects with Halloween, bringing unique culinary traditions. While Dia de los Muertos is not Halloween, the two are often blended in the southern United States, especially in food. The star food of Dia de los Muertos is pan de muerto, a sweet bread symbolizing the bones and souls of the departed. Made with orange blossom water, anise seeds, and sugar, the bread is often decorated with cross-shaped bones on top, representing the four seasons or the skeletons of the dead. Traditionally, people believed that on November 1st to 2nd, spirits returned to enjoy offerings, so altars were decorated with pan de muerto, sugar skulls, and hot chocolate for loved ones to taste. This tradition stems from Aztec culture, fused with Spanish Catholic influences, emphasizing the celebration of life rather than fear of death. When Mexican immigrants brought it to the U.S., elements of Dia de los Muertos seeped into Halloween. In states like California and Texas, you might see pan de muerto with Halloween twists, mixed with candy or pumpkin flavors. This fusion creates fun desserts, like pumpkin-flavored pan de muerto, adding layers to the celebration. At CHIU STYLE, we believe this story reminds us that food is more than nourishment, it's a bridge connecting life and death. If you're interested, try making a simple pan de muerto to honor your loved ones. Finally, let's journey to Eastern Europe's ghost festivals to uncover some spookier culinary myths, particularly Romania's strigoi tradition. In parts of Eastern Europe, such as Romania and Bulgaria, unique ghost customs exist. Strigoi are restless spirits said to rise from graves, transform into animals, or drain the life force of the living. To ward off these living dead, people prepared foods believed to have protective magic, such as garlic bread or soups flavored with ginger and garlic. Legend says garlic is the nemesis of the strigoi because it drives away evil, the origin of vampire myths. During the strigoi festival, similar to Halloween night, villagers would sprinkle salt or place garlic at their doorways and cook dishes like polenta with garlic, symbolizing family protection. These foods were practical and also embedded in folklore. For example, strigoi were believed to steal milk or grain, so people used garlic in food as a safeguard. This rare perspective connects Halloween's eerie atmosphere with Eastern European ways of fighting the supernatural. Imagine, on a cold Eastern European night, taking a sip of hot, garlicky soup. The spicy warmth almost seems to say, "Begone, evil spirits." Wow! Exploring the origins of these Halloween foods, from Ireland's jack-o'-lanterns to Eastern Europe's garlicky myths, doesn't it give you a fresh perspective on this festival? Food is not just delicious, it's a carrier of culture and legend. Thanks for watching CHIU STYLE. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your Halloween food experiences. See you next time.